Namaste again. So we are now on our sixth session. Second, please. We are now on our sixth session of learning different ways of building immunity with the great secrets from Indian heritage. It's an ocean which we draw little rasas from, and every time we meet up on these platforms, today we are in fact both on Facebook and on YouTube. So, looking forward to an exciting session today on seeing some other facet of building immunity. So, we have gone through various 5 sessions earlier, along with the Heal Your Life sessions, which we have every Wednesday on Vedaranya Facebook. Next Wednesday, we will also have it on our Vedaranya channel on YouTube simultaneously. So, through these sessions, we have looked at various not only physical ways or ways of dealing with the physical being through the things that we consume physically, but also looking at our pranic being, also looking at our mental being, our psychic being, our sense of spirituality within ourselves to heal our lives and to build our immunity on various planes, not just on the physiological plane. So today we continue that journey, and we are going to look at some very important things that are bothering us today or are encompassing our lives today in maybe perhaps not a very positive way. We know that we are surrounded by a virus attack right now. It's growing, numbers are growing. We don't know what to do about it except to somehow protect ourselves. Even if we go out of our houses, we're roaming around as masked people. But there's something else happening as well. We are also increasing, or the situation today is increasing our levels of anxiety, our levels of frustration, our levels of anger, perhaps, our levels of unhappiness, our levels of helplessness. So, the more alarming state of affairs is what is happening to human consciousness on the psychological level besides the physical level. And there seems to be no respite in sight. So, in such a situation, how can we build immunity? Particularly emotional immunity, psychological immunity. And so today I'd like to draw on ways in which we can handle this. Through a creative perspective, through a yogic perspective, and through certain tools that we might use in our everyday lives, which can help us combat the mesh of negative thoughts in the mind. So we are going to mostly talk about how we can deal with the mind and make the mind and the emotions, or the mind of emotions, the psychological being. How can we cleanse the psychological being and make it immune against the disease of thoughts that surround us? So before we start that, I'll just give you a couple of physical tips once again in what you can do in your everyday lives to keep yourself physically well. So, what can we do to keep ourselves physically well? Don't try too many tricks. Don't have too many medicines, please. Have a lot of water to cleanse yourself every morning. Before you brush your teeth, have a little bath, as I have mentioned earlier, with at least 1 liter of room temperature water. Even room temperature water is lukewarm today because of the heat, particularly in India's context. For those who are listening to us from outside, yes, if the water is too cold, you can warm it a bit just to make it comfortable. Please have 1 liter or 1.25 liters of water every morning before you brush your teeth to cleanse your system. The moment you cleanse yourself, you're already building immunity. So please cleanse yourself every morning. In between the day, particularly after your meals, maybe 10 or 15 minutes or even half an hour after your meals, please have a large cup of hot water with a little bit of turmeric in it. Not too much, because turmeric is very heating and it can damage your liver. So, very little bit of turmeric. Or if you have neem leaves readily available, certain places in India, neem is available. So, if you have neem leaves readily available, please have a hot infusion. Instead of having coffee or tea, have a hot infusion of neem leaves. That will kill bacteria. So, just a few tips. There are many, many ways. Other ways of fortifying your food, of course, is in your daily food, in the vegetables that we cook. You can add cumin seeds, you can add ginger, you can add turmeric, you can add cloves. All these things kill bacteria. So, please do add all these condiments to your food to fortify yourself. Okay? So, that was a little tip on physical fortification, ways of building immunity. How about the mind? What is it that is occupying our minds mostly today? Behind everything, either depression or a little bit of anger. Unless you're very playful, you have children at home and you're enjoying playing with them. Unless you're enjoying cooking for your family. But what if that's not happening? What if you are really, really frustrated about not being able to travel, not being able to work to your full capacity, not being able to meet your friends as you would, not being able to go out to a mall, not being able to go out to a restaurant, not being able to see a movie in a hall, and so on? How do you combat this? How do you combat anger? First rule, and this might seem strange or funny to you, but the first rule is, if you can always smile at life, life will always smile at you. And this is a quote that I take from the mother of Pondicherry. This is a quote that has influenced me through my life from childhood. And I thought I would bring it up today. And here I will mention another quote again by the mother. And she says, doubt is not a sport to be indulged in with impunity. It is a poison that drop by drop corrodes the soul. Today we are surrounded with ifs and buts, with a lot of doubt in our lives. What is going to happen? We are constantly looking at the future without fulfilling the present moment. We are thinking about doubt as a natural state of being. Because everything that we do in our lives, the media we watch, the news that we watch, the discussions that we have with people, is always doubting everything. Doubting the future, doubting intentions, doubting the government, and there's a series of doubts that we have in our minds. What are we really doing? We are really running away from ourselves. Because the moment you are with your true self, there will never be any doubt. Because the only thing that is true at this moment is this moment itself. And there is nothing more important than this moment. So, how can we live this moment to its fullest? Give me a second, please. How can we live this moment to its fullest? Only and only through work. Not work as in business, but action. Action of enjoyment, action of creativity, action of learning, action of building relationships with whatever is around you, with your plants, with your mother, with your children, with your spouse, with your loved ones, with the food that you eat, and so on. There is a lot of karma around you that can be done if you don't retreat into your web of doubt, into your web of anxiety, into your web of disillusionment, depression, etc. And here I would like to mention another beautiful quote now by Sri Aurobindo. These were the great seers and are a part of our great Indian heritage. And a great quote that has influenced my life for many, many years is, just a second, I'm forgetting the first word. All the world's possibilities are in man, waiting as a tree waits in its seed. All the world's possibilities are in man, waiting as a tree waits in its seed. You've seen seeds, just dry seeds. Would they ever grow into a tree if they were not planted in the soil? If they did not get water? If there wasn't light towards they moved? You know that a sapling that cracks from a seed and grows, pushes itself through the soil and grows towards the light, can only grow if there is light towards which it can grow. Right now, we are searching for that new seed of consciousness. Very often in the media today, we might have seen this is a reset button for human history. It's a popular word. This year is a reset year. 2020 is a reset year. I remember about 10 years ago or even 5 years ago, people were talking about 2020 as the year for human for the human leap, except that people didn't even guess how that human leap would come. Today, many of us think that we are actually in the worst state of human history. But actually, we might be just getting ready for the leap. That's another way of looking at it. Maybe we are at that point where human consciousness can take a leap. And this leap will only be possible if we realize that we are again, once again, in a seed state. A seed state which requires the right ingredients to grow into that infinite tree. And this is not something impractical. It may seem impractical when you are stuck with your idea of that one possibility that you were following in the past, that one business that you were doing, the way in which you were doing your business, the possibilities that have been closed to you today in the same way of doing your work or your business as you were doing in the past. But we can already see that many, many, many new forms and ways of communication, ways of doing work, ways of doing business, ways of spending your time is taking a huge turn, a huge new leap in terms of how the mind is thinking, in terms of the acceptance of the heart, in terms of searching for new vistas, in terms of innovation, in terms of new inner births, new inner possibilities, new inventions in the mind, new ways of expressing ourselves. The seed within us being watered with the right ingredients, being fed with the right soil, is leaping into a new consciousness. So the important thing is to get the soil right. And how do we get the soil right for a new leap in our consciousness, in the new life that faces us ahead, or in the new life that we are just about to create for ourselves and for humanity, the mass of humanity that we will be influencing in our lives? How do we get our soil right? By removing the poison from the soil. Soil has many, many ingredients. You don't want the wrong kind of insects to eat at your roots. You don't want the wrong kinds of chemicals to poison your soil. You want the right nutrients to surround your roots so that you can feed yourself. You suck those nutrients from the soil with the help of the rasas of your consciousness, the waters of your mind, the waters of your heart, the waters of your spirit that move out and take in the right nutrients from the soil that you surround yourself with. And what is this soil? There are many levels of soil. As you know, even in your, the earth, the atmosphere, the universe is really the macro of our own mind and body. Our own mind and body is a hologram of the universe. So whatever we see outside also lies within us. So when we talk about the earth, the soil, the tree, the air, the light, all these things are part of our human consciousness, our mind-body complex, and beyond. So when I'm talking about this soil, that also has many layers. The most obvious is the physical body, the physical soil, the physiological soil. So keep that soil right. eat the right things, don't drown yourself with coffee, please, or lots of tea, or don't follow fads like dark chocolate and one thing or the other thing. Just lead a simple life. Stay close to nature. Have simple things. Make sure they're clean. In an environment which is not hygienic or clean right now, which is endangered, cook your food. Stay simple. Don't follow fads, please. Create a simple, enjoyable, physiological soil for yourself. And cleanse your body every morning, remember. Now we come to the mind, the manas, the sense mind, which is taking in sensory reactions. But before that, let's come to the pranic being, the vital consciousness, the consciousness that is anxious, that is emotional, that is in the play of forces, of course, connected to the manas. But let's talk about the pranic play, the energy of your body. How are you engaging the energy? If the energy is not the soil that contains your pranic being, if your prana, if your energy is not used positively in work, in karma, in creative thinking, in innovation, in using your senses, your karmendriyas, use your hands, use your feet, do exercises, make something with your fingers, make something with your hands, hold each other's hand, even if there is a danger of virus. We don't have to go overboard. Hold each other's hand at home. Maybe you can wash them later. But don't forget the human touch physiologically. So use your pranic being creatively. Creativity, I say again and again, creativity just for the sake of being creative, for being happily creative, is one of the most healing ways of one of the most effective ways of building immunity against anxiety, depression, unhappiness, sorrow, etc. The moment you engage in creative action, you will feel well. Laugh with people. There might be 100 worries you have, but don't forget to crack jokes and laugh. Laugh with your loved ones. Very important. So build the right pranic soil. Then the mind, the mental soil. How do you build immunity in the mind? By creating the right mental soil. How do we create the right mental soil? Learn something beautiful. Learn how to focus your mind. Learn ways of focusing your mind. Learn about something from Indian culture or any culture. Pick up a book of philosophy if you like. Pick up a book of quotations if you like. If you have a scientific temper, learn about fractals in mathematics. Learn about how in the 10th century we knew various ways. We knew leech therapy, which the West discovered much later. There is so much to learn, and there's a lot on the net. Learning frees the mind. Learning for the sake of learning. Not learning with an agenda. The only agenda is to enrich the soil of mind. So the moment you start enriching the soil of mind, it will start weeding out the unnecessary stuff that there is there, because you need space to fill up the learnings that you want. Create engagement, satsang, with your loved ones, with peers, with mentors. Engage in satsang. Satsang starts putting the right rays of light on the soil of your mind. And that little seed within you begins to sprout. Reach out to great mentors. Reach out to the learning of great seers and mentors. Reach out to inspirational ideas. Reach out to the innovative spirit within you, and you will build immunity in the soil of your mind and create an enriched environment for new vistas of expression, for new vistas of creation, for new vistas of discovery. And slowly your sapling will start growing into this new beautiful tree. Your soil of consciousness will grow a new tree, a new manifestation, because you have removed the negatives from your soil, from the various levels and layers of your soil, and created this beautiful soil enriched by the waters of your consciousness, enriched by the light of wisdom, by the light of inspiration. And through this light, let that new tree of manifestation grow. So remember, enrich the various layers of the soil of your consciousness. And before that, weed out the unnecessary things by filling the soil with the right nutrients on the physiological level, on the pranic level. Engage pranically with beautiful action, with beautiful movement of your energies. Fill your mind with light, the light of learning, the light of innovation, the light of inspiration. And with this ready soil, which has removed all its negativities, which has built its immunity, which has built its enriched quality, start a new life. Build upon the old soil that you already have, but start afresh. Beauty is that which renews itself moment by moment. So, the key to beautiful expression, to future beautiful manifestations, every moment, there is no distant future. The future lies right now, this moment, because as I speak, I am making the future. So renew yourself moment by moment. Every moment is fresh, is new. Grab it with the light of your spirit and grow from strength to strength. So that's all I wanted to say today. I hope you will start cleansing the soil of your consciousness. The moment you start pouring in, remember, if a cup is dirty, how do you clean it? You first pour in clean water. You cleanse your cup. And then you start adding all your beautiful ingredients to make a new rasa for yourself, a new juice, a new cup of tea with a lot of infusions. So first clean your cup. And how do we clean our cup? When we are enthusiastic of filling that cup again with something beautiful. So think of all the beautiful things you're going to fill your body with, your energies with, your mind with, because that temptation to fill yourself with something beautiful and to go towards a new manifestation, that eagerness, that enthusiasm. Remember, the key ingredients of your spirit that will feed this soil are enthusiasm, inspiration, supported and protected by lack of fear. Once again, abhayam, remember. The moment you say, I have no fear, inspiration, enthusiasm, innovation, all these amazing things that you hold within yourself, within your hidden tree of consciousness, within your seed, will all begin to sprout. Get rid of fear. Remember, that's the key. So until next time, I pause here. Maybe we can take in a few questions. If anybody has some questions, please do um, let me know right now. I'll wait for a few seconds. Any questions? I am not able to read very clearly, so I might put on my spectacles. Thank you for your beautiful comments. I see guests from outside India as well. Thank you for joining us. Yes. Okay. Any questions? Okay. So I will leave you with these gems from our heritage. I've been very, very fortunate to have had some very, very deep learnings through my childhood. Thank you to my family. Thank you to my mentors, my gurus. And the biggest thank you is the challenges that I have faced in my own life. So remember, when you have challenges in your life, they are your biggest guru. This time that we are living in is a time of challenge. I think we need to be extremely thankful for having got this time in our lives because it has given us a chance for the great leap. Let us look at this challenge that we are facing in our lives today, not as a depressive state, but as a golden chance for a great leap. How are you going to make that leap? By building your strength from within, by building your soil with all the right nutrients. The seed in you, the spiritual seed in you, is ready to sprout. Take care of it with the right nutrients and get rid of the weeds in your consciousness. Yes. So, thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you again. And I have been advised by my team to also request you to like our Vedaranya channel, to subscribe to it, as well as our Shruti Foundation Facebook page. So please do like it and do follow it so that you will get notifications at the right time before our talk so that you're reminded in time whenever we have our talks. On Wednesday, we will be on the Vedaranya channel again, as well as on our Vedaranya Facebook page at 9 p.m. with our Heal Your Life series. So, our Heal Your Life series will continue on Wednesday, I think our sixth session. So, look forward to seeing you again on Wednesday at 9 p.m. We used to meet earlier at 5:30, but now we are meeting at 9 p.m. every time. So look forward to seeing you, and please do write to me in case you have any questions you want to ask me privately at vedaranya@gmail.com. So look forward to connecting with all of you, both on these platforms and privately if you ever need to get in touch. And until then, take care, be bright, keep smiling, always be in a smile. In Sanskrit, we say Sada Mandahasam. Keep smiling. Until next time. Thank you.